Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Sunday, which means it's time for the second installment of Nozz Watches the Adventures of the Only Male White Mage. Truly, I never thought we would see, an anime about a unicorn. Alright, welcome to Log Horizon. Oh boy, in the first one we found out that they got stuck in the video game, and something that I didn't realize that it wasn't a VR video game, so yeah, no, that makes sense why they have absolutely no goddamn idea how anything actually works. Everything makes a whole lot more sense now. Thanks for the, what was it, like 100 comments saying, no, it was a browser-based game. It was like with keyboard and mouse, you stupid idiot. That's why I love my comment. Like, no jokes, anything. Like, nah. I love that shit, because if I do something stupid like that, you guys are immediately like, no, you fucking retard! It's great. I love that. So it's basically, it's Overlord and sorta online, except, now there's absolutely 100 excuses for people to be shit at the game. And that actually adds a whole new depth to it that I didn't actually consider before. We still haven't really gotten, the main goal gist kind of thing. It's just everybody's just stuck in a scaled down MMO version of their home country, and they just go and live now. They just go exist. But we don't really have any real oh no, we gotta get out, here's how we get out, or shit like that. So I'm hoping that I can kind of get the main goal going soon, but if not, then hey, I mean, it's interesting enough as is, so let's just see what happens, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, and go. Oh, that's the... Okay, so people do respawn. Neat. So what happened to him, though? Death has no consequence! Yay! Several hundred thousand. Okay, several hundred thousand. God, I still can't get over how tiny the armor guy's head is. Oh, it's so small. Very small, tiny head. So yeah, death has no consequence. I really hope they put in some fucking stakes. It's do they have I mean, if it's just a 1-to-1 the video game, you die in the game, who gives a shit? Oh, you know, it'd be really cool, and I doubt they do it. What if you had to, what if the game had autosaves, right? And every time you died, your brain was reset to that autosave. So it's assuming the game saved every 24 hours, right? Yeah, when you died, yeah, you'd be bumped right back to that last autosave. And if that last autosave was 23 hours ago, then you've just lost 23 hours of your life. Any connections, anything social that's happened within those 23 hours, nah, that's gone. That would be really cool, and an actual really interesting. It's what if two people got together and started dating, right? And they had a real connection, and then just nah, it's gone. And the person they connected with is just well, shit, that person who I knew is essentially gone. They're missing 23 hours of life experience. Seems like the tank is being carried super hard. Hey, man, I need to, straighten my hair or something. This is really annoying. It's called hotkeys, dumbass! Oh, that's cool. Just keeping it on there. Oh, that's neat. Okay. When are they gonna head over to Goldshire? Oh, God. You know what's absolutely fucking, like, disgusting? I was watching, like, the World of Warcraft Classic stuff, and the guy who developed the Goldshire Inn was on it. And the second he said that, like, I was hoping that no one would tell him. No one would tell him what goes on in there. Imagine developing a building only to find out, like, a decade and a bit afterwards, that people are just using it to fucking simulate night elf blowjobs. Huh. Okay. So you've got your main class, and then you got a bunch of like underneath it that you can pick from. It's like Dragon Age Origins. You can play as a warrior, and then you can have paladin and spellbreaker and mage knight and shit as your subclasses and stuff, right? Jeez. Imagine being in one of those smaller guilds, like a guild of friends, and then the second this shit happens, all your friends fucking bail to go join the Fortune 500 guild. Okay. What the fuck? Oh, see, this is something that really does bug me. Like, I mean, death not having meaning, like, alright, that kind of makes sense. But surely, like, the majority of human beings, even if death has, like, limited, like, consequence, like, in a world where everybody gets transported into this, you wouldn't have the majority of people going around fucking stabbing people to death. Certainly, like, people are better than that. I mean, I guess if you were in a guild and, like, the guild master said, oh, no, it's fine, go murder everyone. Why is this whole fucking guild so goddamn thirsty? Oh no, player killers. Oh, she's adorable. Like, I like how that guy was just like, oh no, oh man, come on, let loose a bit, stop being so bound by duty. And it's like, the correct response to that is, you asshole, I'm the white mage here. If I let things slip for a minute, you're gonna die like an idiot. Master white mage. And I know he's a strategist, but he looks like a white mage, and he's a support class, so I'm gonna call him that. Not really guts, I mean, more like they're just cowardly bitches. Oh, god damn it, they're weebs! Fucking weebs. Yeah, fucking kill them. End their lives. Oh my god, Shiro, don't be a bitch. Yeah, he's doing it. For a second there, I thought he was gonna be like, he's gonna be a bitch, but nah. Kill the healer. Now, best hope she didn't bring her PvP trinket. Oh, he's got an AoE taunt. Yeah. Wow, so it's not even just a taunt. They literally cannot attack anyone else. Or they, I was like, okay, how would taunts work in a PvP thing? Making it so if you attack the person who's, if you attack someone who's not taunted, you just take a massive amount of damage. That's a really good way to do that, actually. That would actually make tanks way more fucking useful in MMO PvP. Holy shit. The And when you break the thorns, they take big damage? Oh, yo, that's hype. Oh, that's hype. So he literally cannot be a solo player. Good, we've already avoided the Kirito problem. I can't believe he's fucking dead. Wait, does Shiro not have any healing abilities? You think he'd have like at least one, right? Like this whole time. Like this whole time they've been fighting without a healer. I just assume Shiro had like at least one spell. Like, like God, this just makes them look like villains. Like they just absolutely blasted these assholes. Holy shit. Oh, no mercy. Uh, that was Was that a... I recognize that crit sound. That was like an 8-bit crit sound, and I don't... Is it from Final Fantasy VI? No, it's not. I swear, that was just like an 8-bit crit sound from some RPG from the NES, and my brain is flicking through, like, sound reference, like a fucking Rolodex. I can't fucking remember. You already did it. I mean, you can't do... I mean, I guess if there's no... If you've got no body left behind... Like, I guess there's, like, no actual reason to try and leave the world. Like, other than the fact that, like, Japan looks like it's just been beat to shit, so... Oh my god. People are PKing because there's nothing to do. Well, does this game not have any end game content? Like, are there no raids or anything? Like, the goal of this show is going to be, please God, let us find something to fucking do in this video game, isn't it? Like, didn't an expansion just drop? Like, there are no new leveling zones, new story, new raids, anything? Fairy rings? Okay, you can't just drop that. What's a fairy ring? Wait, so you can't set your Hearthstone? Okay, so the world is scaled down exactly by half, but... So they have a Hearthstone equivalent, or like a return equivalent for Final Fantasy XIV, but you can't choose where it's bound to? It just defaults to the last place you went? That's dumb. That's real dumb. Shiro has sworn off women, so that when he reaches age 40, he shall become a real wizard, and his great power shall increase. But if she died, wouldn't she just come back to the cathedral, or does the cathedral... Or are there multiple cathedrals? Hey, Shiro's the guild leader now. Look at me. I am the guild leader now. Ooh. They're gonna die big. Yeah, he's gonna be like, no, let me go instead. It'll stop me from being your guild leader. Means I can keep being a guildless bitch. Just freaking role players, dude. Like, if Shiro can't heal and they can have 3 more party members, like, they gonna pick up a healer anytime soon? Like, this whole time I thought that Shiro was a healer. But, like, no, if all he has is, like, support and CC spells, then, like, Christ, dude. Hey, horses. Like, don't think about it. Don't think about where the horse. Oh my god, what's wrong with their necks? What's wrong with their necks? She's like, I'm trying to think, like in an actual MMO, like what use Shiro would be in like in raiding. I mean, most MMOs they don't let you CC bosses. Because that defeats the fucking purpose. Like, you're not supposed to be CCing the boss, you're supposed to be like casting spells at it and healing your friends. Like, I figured if Shiro was a CC class that had healing, he would at least be somewhat useful in a raid, right? Or was his guild just a PvP guild? At which point, like, he can't really get upset about PKing then, can he? It's a really dumb guild name. Oh, they got bird whistles. Why didn't they just use those to start with? Bird up. So they can just fly over everything. Oh, shit. Yeah, so he did raid. So what? Like, this game you can crowd control bosses? What the hell, dude? She's scared at a big bird. No, hold his hand, you coward! Which one of you degenerates likes hand holding? So yeah, I mean they just fly over the monsters. They've solved the problem. 'Cause I bet you those guild assholes didn't have these. Alright, so I mean, hey, ripping peace, like the idea of this being a difficult journey. Just keep going. Just hit your auto run key and just aim in the direction of the city. You are literally doing that. God, she's so tiny. Like in real, like she's supposed to be like a college student, right? I saw someone say that in the comments from before. Like, what is it with Japan and just having like is that a thing in Japan? You get girls who are like really fucking small and yet are college age somehow. Is that a thing? This is like the second time I've seen this in Japanese media. Cheat Borg. I mean, I ain't gonna complain. She's cute as hell, but like, damn, son. If this hits the point I'm thinking is gonna hit, then oh boy, there's a problem. There's to call the FBI time. Oh boy, alright, but okay, so who's that guy? Is that what the rest of the party's gonna wind up being? Or are they just guys we're gonna wind up seeing every now and again? See, I know that cat guy is a thing. Like, I've seen pictures of him. So, like, what's our final party makeup gonna be? Because if you can only have 6. Or are they gonna wind up making a guild? Making a guild together. And that way you can have more. Wait, why don't they just fly over it? Why not just fly over the underground tunnels? Or are there, like, invisible walls or some shit? Which would be really dumb. Oh boy, alright, but... Yeah, like, okay, at the very least, well, it's not like an overarching plot point. At the very least, now our boys have a goal to work towards. Head towards this new place and save that member of their friend's guild. Like, at least that's something for them to be doing. I'm wondering what the end goal's gonna be, because this show has to have an end, right? Or they just be like, they just give up on, like, getting back to the real world. It's like, right, fuck it, we're in the video game now. Like, to be honest though, like, if you got transported to a fucking video game world and you didn't have to worry about your body dying in the world you left, I'm pretty sure the majority of people would be like, yeah, fuck it, totally fine. Because now I have superpowers and death has no meaning. But, I guess that's realistic. So I do like this show so far. It's big good. I think the only thing that I think I have an issue with is people, like, turning to player killing because they're bored. I feel like, even though, like, death is, like, kind of more of an inconvenience than a actual, like, penalty in this world, murdering other human beings that are begging for their lives, the majority of people are not, monstrous enough to just do that. That's not really, like, a common thing that humans are able to do. Especially if it's, like, if there's no real, like, benefit to it, if there's no, like, survival benefit. That's just kind of weird. I mean, and even the argument is, like, they got nothing better to do. Like, it doesn't really add up. Like, this is a video game. Like, you've got, I don't know how many expansions there are in this video game. Like, but if we say, like, it's, like, I don't know, Wrath of the Lich King era of World of Warcraft level, right? If the game's been around a while, it's been around for... Fuck, when did Wrath of the Lich King come out? Like, 2008? If the game's been out for, like, 4 years, and there's been, like, 2 expansions, then there's plenty of shit to do. You've got the raids that shipped with the original game, whatever dungeons you've got the raids that came in the first expansion, and the dungeons there, and the raids in the new expansion that's brand new and no one's done before. Like, and assuming that, like, the game will still be updated, and the way they talked, it seemed like they were still game masters, which means that the game is still being administrated? Like, they mentioned game masters, which means that there is someone on the outside, or, like, maybe someone who is inside the game who has admin privileges. And they still respond to player calls and player tickets. So yeah, like, that means there's still probably gonna be patches coming. I don't get that. If death has no meaning and you're bored, go do a dungeon. Go do a raid. If you're getting a party together to go murder fucking helpless level 1s, then, like, like I don't get that. I really don't. I don't know. Like I feel like that is kind of silly. Like, and maybe it's like a little bit of a Japanese people don't know how to video game. Um, uh, I mean, Shiro and like Shiro's class also doesn't make a ton of sense. I guess from like a video game perspective. Like if his entire thing is he's got no real attacks, and his only attacks are I cast a debuff on you, and then someone attacks you, and then they take damage. Like that's kind of silly. That's kind of silly because in most MMOs, even Japanese ones, you can't CC a boss. Like that's not a thing. Like bosses are immune to that, and there's no, to the best of my knowledge, there's no crowd control only class in any MMO because nobody would fucking play it. Like in WoW, you have like, well, in classic WoW, you had mace specialization rogues where you would spec your character so they would have maximum stun potential. Because if you went mace specialization, yeah, for if you had a mace. Oh, wait, was that classic or was that Burning Crusade? Shit. It's been so long. Yeah, but mace specialization made it so that every hit had a 5% chance to stun with no diminishing returns. Because diminishing returns weren't in the game yet. And add in the fact that rogues held 2 of them, and they also had, let's see, you had Sap from Stealth, you had Cheap Shot, you had Gouge, you had Blind. Yeah, and then I think you had one more. So you've got like 5 abilities that are just stun, and then every attack you do has a 5% chance to stun, and you're hitting twice, which like comes out to like 10%. So, but like once again, like those rogues did not raid or anything. They only existed to PvP, and that wasn't like a spec. That wasn't like a rogue specializing and going like, yeah, no, I am stun rogue. That is them abusing, like, the way the talent tree worked. Like, you know, it's like, you think, like, Shiro, like, if Shiro, like, just, like, said, like, oh, yeah, no, like, the way I set up my talent tree, and my specialization, my subclasses, I went entirely crowd control, okay, then that would make sense. But, no, was it Enchanter? Strategist? What was his class? One of the two? Like, Strategist, if Strategist has no attacking abilities and can only, like, bind enemies and give buffs, then he's a waste of a party slot. Because it's like, if you can have 6, then you have your tank, your DPS, you'd have maybe 2 DPS, or 3 DPS, and 1 or 2 healers. There's no real, like, need. Like, if you take someone like Shiro, then you're losing out on a healer or a DPS. So far, it's working for them, despite the fact they're an undersized party, but that's only because, like, Akatsuki is goddamn carrying them. But, yeah, like, from, like, a game mechanics perspective, this doesn't make sense. Like, just, like, maybe, like, this MMO is doing, like, some fancy bullshit, but that just doesn't seem fun to play. Like, how the fuck did Shiro reach, like, max level, like, without having, like, friends to play with? Like, I mean, when he started playing the game, unless he started playing with a full party of guys, like, certainly he wasn't just carried the whole way to max level. It's weird. Like, in fact, he has no attacking abilities. Like if he was just a healer who specialized into crowd control, that makes sense, because then he could still heal, right? And he'd have, like his... Like, he's got, like, a couple of attacking spells. He has to. But, like, I don't know, man. It's just really weird from a gameplay perspective. And I've gone way too deep into that, haven't I? Because I'm a big, stupid fucking nerd. As for, like, story-wise, though, like, I mean, once again, like, there's not really a ton to talk about right now, as far as story is. It's, like, they're figuring out how stuff's working. They're not really caring about, like, why they're in the world, what's going on. And now they got a quest. It's basically they're just fucking about until something happens that, like, gives them something to do. The little world building stuff is still really good. I do like that. Like, even though I do disagree with it, like, at the very least, they're telling us how people are dealing with the fact that they are trapped in video game world now. I don't know. It's neat. it's neat, and getting like a little stuff like, oh man, Shiro and Armor Man, whose name I've forgotten already. Yeah, they were big dick G's back in the day. They got the Griffin mounts. Look at these guys. They did giant dick G's. Yeah, it's neat. I like it. Is a pretty good video game show. Oh boy, it's sometimes it feels like the author does not know how video games work, but okay, fair enough. Yeet. Alright, but yeah, that's really all I gotta say, so let me know what you think of this show down there in the comments. Whether you like it, you dislike it, or you're gonna bring up something that I left out, because that's entirely fucking possible. Oh boy. And as always, I am Nozz. Remember to like, comment, favorite, subscribe, share on social media, tell your friends at the share button down below. And if you want, you can always support me on Patreon, which is linked also down there in the description, and on the end card for some of my other videos if you want to see some of those. And if you support me on Patreon, you get access to patrons-only Discord channel on my open Discord server, which is also linked down there in the description. And in that channel, you can recommend things to be less played, less watched, live-streamed, whatever. And also we have our patrons-only movie night that we do on the on the second full week of every month. Words left my head there for a minute. And we hang out in SyncTube, in CYTube now, because Rabbit's big dead. And we just kind of hang out, watch movies, watch some video games, play some video games, watch some anime, just kind of hang out, have a good old grand old time. We had ours yesterday by the time this goes up, and while we had some technological difficulties, we hung out, we watched the full Girls und Panzer der film, and that was great. We watched Fire Force, that was neat, and we watched a couple episodes of a bunch of other assorted anime. We had to call it early though because technical difficulties, and I had some stuff I had to go do. But that was almost 7 hours of anime, and that was rad as hell. It was really good, and usually it just keeps on going until people stop showing up or need to go to bed. So yeah, so going forward, there's going to be the big hype, and it's going to continue being the big hype because y'all are the goddamn best. Anyway, so as always, everybody, I'll see you in the next video. But most importantly of all, become a trash mammal today, and I will see you around.